We want to take you back, first of all, to Manchester United and talk about some of those who've been in charge during your time there. Let's start with this one. What was Sir Alex Ferguson's greatest quality, would you say, as a manager?
His man management, without doubt, I think. As a manager, he was, in my opinion, the best. But his man management was something which a lot of managers would struggle to match him with. He knew every player, he knew the ins and outs of every player. He knew the way to speak to the player, how to get a reaction from them. He knew how to leave them out the team, and the player still thinking, oh, he's a great manager. I think he's the only manager who could do that, leave someone out, and then the player who he's left out feel good about it. He was incredible.
So what was his technique with you? How did he handle you? Because you weren't always an easy character.
No, but he knew how to get a reaction from me. There were so many times, half-time in games, I played well, and then we had players in the dressing room who hadn't played so well, and he'd always come at me and come for me, and then it'd end up a shouting match, we're shouting at each other. But he knew by doing that, he'd get a reaction from me, a good reaction on the pitch, where, for instance, if he'd done that to Nani, he wouldn't get that reaction, he'd lose the player. So he'd do it to me to get a reaction, but also he'd tell me to stop dribbling, aiming it at Nani. So he was really clever the way he'd done it, and he got a response from me, he got a response from the other players, and he just knew the right thing to do.
And what about when he left you out? How did he do that?
He didn't enjoy it, because I was one of the players who never took it well. I wanted to play every week, and we'd have disagreement over it. I think that's good in football. Players and managers, they should have debates, but at the end of the day, he was the manager. He made decisions, and I have to respect them.
You've had different managers, different clubs, internationals, so this attacking philosophy of Manchester United, built in the past but carried on by Alex Ferguson, what was it? A case of it just giving you freedom? Was there a lot more to it than just having great players and giving you that freedom?
It was, at times, it was really simple. Some of the team talks was go and win the game. You 11 players are better than 11, go and win the game. Work it out for yourselves on the pitch. So we give you that responsibility. If we got a player sent off, the players work out how we change the formation themselves on the pitch. And then, and then if there was a problem, the manager would change it. And then in the big games, that's when he'd get his tactics right, and he'd do certain things. But a lot of it was, when you're going forward, get the ball wide, crosses into the box, second balls, sustain the attacks, you know, almost...
So not complicating it?
No, you're almost suffocating the defence, and knowing that they might hold on for 70, 80 minutes, but you'd end up dead on the feet. So you'd end up getting a late goal, and it happened so many times. And so it weren't really complicated, but he knew what was effective, and he knew how to get the best out of you.
Another question for you, Wayne. Who was the toughest defender that you faced? He's talking about you having a very good game against Thiago Silva in the Champions League, but who would you say was a really tough opponent?
Well, apart from Cara? No, I have to say John Terry. I think for the first 6-7 years I played against him, he was strong. He obviously weren't the quickest, but he always put himself in the right position. And I think I always struggled against him. And every game I go in thinking, I'll knock the ball past him, I'll run, score, whatever. And he never put himself in a position to get exposed.
Interesting. What about this one? Toughest physical opponent that you faced? I could have phrased it differently, like dirtiest opponent you faced from Liverpool.
Is that for him?
No, I think Cara's up there. I've got a few scars on me off Cara, a few stitches off him.
Yeah, let's go through them. Take
There's
one
on
take one United out, take another one out.
Look at that!
Look at the arch in the back.
That's 2 yellow cards in the space of 3 seconds.
Oh,
look at that! That's a straight red card.
You went off, didn't you? You bottled it.
I didn't bottle it. I had to go off and get
that.
stitches.
Stitches? And he caught you on the knee. Look at you. Don't fancy it away at Anfield.
Do you know that one? Away at Anfield, you get kicked and you know you're struggling. And it's horrible. You just don't want to show any emotion to it. And it was just like, and then the blood was coming down. The doctor told me to go off, but Yeah.
What did you think about games at Anfield? So you've played so you've played for Liverpool's biggest rivals, United and Everton. What was it like sort of going to Anfield? Was there an extra thing about you that wanted to sort of win at that stadium?
Yeah, 100%. That's the one stadium I want to go and win at. It's obviously growing up an Everton fan, playing for Manchester United. That's where I get the most joy when I win the game at Anfield. But I always thought Anfield, you can play into Liverpool's hands, and Liverpool want you to go get the ball, try and play out from the back. I remember Dirk Kuyt, Stevie, Torres, Carab, them pushing up, the midfielders pushing up. And if you do that, the crowd get up, and it can be one of the horriblest first 30 minutes of a game you can have. So we always used to say, you get nothing, take no chance, get the ball, turn and play in the channels, and then feel your way into the game, get some control of the game. But if you start trying to play football at Anfield and Liverpool are up for it the way they was, then you're asking for trouble.
I think the biggest thing I always found that different, Anfield's a much tighter pitch, isn't it, than Old Trafford. So when we went to Old Trafford, on the flip side of that, you think, oof, a bit of space on here, there's too much space, and you feel like you're on your own. Whereas at Anfield, you felt like we could really get after anyone. Big European, like Manchester United, come and good football inside, possibly the same as the Liverpool team now, and be really... Was that one of your toughest games, going to Anfield the way sort of we were as a team, that we weren't as good as you, but in terms of going to Anfield, how tough it was? Yeah,
100%. I think there in Chelsea, I think Chelsea was under Jose Mourinho the first time. Anfield and Chelsea was... You just knew you'd have to be... If you won the game, it'd be an ugly win. You wouldn't go there and win, playing nice football, getting the ball down, moving it. You'd nick a goal. We've done it with John O'Shea last minute. You just don't enjoy the game of football there. You don't, even though when you win, you enjoy it after, but actually as the game's going on, you don't enjoy it.
I wanted to ask you, Wayne, you've been a revelation here tonight on Monday Night Football. What's the future for Wayne Rooney?
I'd like to go into management. I think it's something which... My whole life I've been involved in football, and that's what I know, that's what I want to continue to do. Obviously, I've enjoyed tonight, and I'm sure I'll do a lot more TV work in the future, but the ultimate I want to do is to go into management.